Hello everyone, Kafka here again, in my first official video, in what I hope to be a series of, I guess, vlogs or video journals or whatever you want to call them. This week's topic, which I've blatantly stolen from week 1 of Hot Pieces of Ace, is asexuality. I guess I should start by saying that I personally identify as a hetero-romantic asexual, which essentially just means that I hope to one day be in a romantic, though not a sexual, relationship with a girl. How I got into, or how I first discovered asexuality, I guess, was through a friend who is asexual. She introduced me to AVEN, which, for those not in the know, is Asexual Visibility and Education Network, and it is an online forum. I have been a part of it since late last year, although it's more recently that I started to identify as asexual. Before, I had just been involved with it through my friend, because I wanted to support her. And actually, before I got involved with AVEN, I didn't really understand what she meant by asexuality. It didn't really click with me, I guess. And it was when I joined AVEN that I started to get involved with everything and started learning the different terminology and what different things meant, and I thought it was very interesting, and I didn't actually identify as asexual until more recently, the past few months actually. One night, I guess, I was just laying in bed and it was kind of, things were just sort of floating around in my head as they tend to do when I'm usually trying to sleep. And I don't know, it started clicking. I realized, I don't know, I just always assumed that I was sexual. Although I've never had an interest in sex, it's not something I ever think about. And I don't know, until AVEN I didn't know that there was an alternative to being sexual. So I had, I guess, this sense of self, this personal identity that I just assumed was correct. I didn't really question it, even though I guess being a sexual who doesn't, think about sex or care about sex is kind of made me weird or different or something along those lines. But I started to really, it was like one night I kind of got the ball rolling in my head. I was just thinking things through and I realized that I'm aesthetically attracted to people, but I'm not actually sexually attracted to people. And I kind of realized that this has always been the case. It's just nothing that I guess I ever connected before, and like I said, it took a little bit after joining AVEN before I even started to question my identity. And it was difficult at first to accept, not because I have any problem with being asexual, but because, I thought I had this sense of self. I thought I knew myself, and kind of suddenly having this big self-discovery type revelation was kind of a big deal for me. Kind of set off my anxiety a bit, although of course I have grown to accept it by now, and I certainly have no problem with it. It was just, a big deal. It was, a kind of almost life-changing, I guess, no matter how silly that might sound. But I guess, I don't know, it's nice that there's an alternative to being sexual, because not everyone is, as AVEN has taught me, and as I learned about myself, I'm not. So it's nice to have a place to belong, to, meet people who are similar to me, to make friends, which I have on AVEN. I've made a lot of really good friends, and it's nice to have a place to belong. It's nice to know now that I identify as asexual that, I'm not just a sexual who's different or weird or for whatever reason has no interest in sex. I'm actually asexual, and it's definitely an interesting thing. I definitely am happy that there is an alternative and that I discovered it, because it is nice to, know myself a little better and just, in general, have a better understanding. and Avon, as I mentioned before, is just a great place to be, no matter what you identify as. Everyone's very accepting, and it's an amazing place. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I have to say on the subject. I think that's mostly it. Oh, and before I forget, I guess I should show my t-shirt for today, which is Science is a Verb Now. And the cat is sciencing through space, in case you couldn't tell that. And the best part about the shirt is that this part all glows in the dark, which I can't actually show you now, unfortunately, because, well, there's light coming through my window, and it's not going to work so well. Unfortunately, even when I close these blinds, it doesn't get dark enough to show off the awesomeness of the glow-in-the-dark shirt. But yeah, so that's my video for this week. Hopefully I will have another one up either later this week or next week. I can't promise that I'll have a video every week. Unfortunately, that involves finding alone time, which is not the easiest thing to do in my house. But I will give it my best shot, and I will see you. Good night, and good luck.